ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you all. I'm honored to be here with you today at the world's largest global conference of its kind. It is the first time I personally take part in the Maritime SheEO Conference, although the Consulate General is a long-standing partner of the Maritime SheEO. We are very proud to be the platinum sponsor since the conference's very beginning. Your commitment to putting gender equality on the agenda year after year is incredibly important. We must never stop fighting for women's rights and ensuring equal opportunities for all. Norway is the world's 5th largest maritime nation. The maritime industry is a part of Norway's DNA. With long traditions, it contributes to value creation and jobs across large parts of the economy. In 1920, the industry employed over 60,000 people, of which the majority were men. Women's participation in the Norwegian workforce is generally high, and our country is a leader bridging the global gender gap. As of 2022, women's participation in the Norwegian workforce is at around 70% of women employed, compared to 76% of men. Policies like generous parental leave, affordable childcare, and a strong focus on work-life balance have enabled women to partake in work life on equal terms as men. Norway also has a high percentage of women in leadership roles compared to many other countries, and women also hold a significant presence in political life. However, challenges like gender wage gaps and part-time work remain, and more women take on part-time jobs than men, and women in full-time jobs still only earn 88% of the average pay for men in Norway. Now, while this describes the general picture of gender equality in Norway, the maritime industry has a female representation of just 21%. The gender division is particularly large at sea, where only 1 in 10 maritime workers is a woman. On a global scale, women make up only 2% of seafarers. These figures highlight the significant gender gap that still exists in the sector, underscoring the long journey ahead toward greater equality and inclusion. Women also generally earn less than men in the maritime sector, even when controlling for education, job title, and age. The female average income is 82% of the male average income in this sector in Norway. The fact that women in maritime also have very few children compared to the general population average may indicate that balancing family work life is difficult within this sector. The fact that the maritime industry has traditionally been male-dominated is evident also in the physical organization of the workplaces. Working conditions and terms, equipment and uniforms are designed for men, and has been pointed out as one of several reasons why there are not more women in the maritime industry. So, what is Norway doing in this area to improve the conditions? A gender-divided labor market is recognized as a significant challenge, and the Norwegian government is committed to bridging this gap across all sectors. This effort is part of a broader vision for an equal society where everyone enjoys the same opportunities and the freedom to make their own choices regardless of gender, age, ethnicity, or religion. The Norwegian government therefore launched a strategy on gender equality within the maritime sector last year. 4 key focus areas are identified as important for this work, including recruitment and role models, for women to see the maritime industry as an attractive career, a workplace for all, promoting an including environment, and a work environment free from harassment, ensuring zero tolerance for harassment, discrimination, and bias. And finally, an adaptable workplace which includes more flexible solutions for maternity and parental leave that make more women remain in the maritime industry. For an international industry that recruits from around the world, achieving gender equality in the maritime sector requires actions not only within Norway, but also globally. A significant portion of the crew on Norwegian vessels come from India, which is the third largest provider of seafarers worldwide, accounting for nearly 10% of the global maritime workers. However, women represent just 0.5% of this workforce. So in order to meet the industry's demand for skilled and motivated seafarers, it is crucial to recruit women in countries like India to join the maritime industry. Our goal is to collaborate closely with India on advancing gender equality in the maritime sector. We aim to continue working together with the Indian government, building on the strong collaboration with DG Shipping, industry stakeholders, and universities to drive change. The importance of the bilateral partnership between Norway and India is underscored by the fact that India is one of the few countries with which the Norwegian government has developed a dedicated strategy. This strategy outlines clear priorities through 2030 and renews the commitment to advancing bilateral cooperation. The relationship between Norway and India has never been stronger, especially following the recent signing of a historic trade and economic partnership agreement between India and the EFTA countries. This landmark agreement transcends traditional trade frameworks by emphasizing investments and workers' rights in India, alongside commitments to international conventions on gender equality. These provisions ensure the protection of both workers' and women's rights, positioning the agreement as a partnership focused on mutual growth and social responsibility. A significant aspect of this agreement centers on the maritime sector, a critical area for Norway. The maritime industry not only plays a vital role in Norway's economy, but also paves the way for deeper collaboration with India in areas such as seafarer training, sustainable shipping, and technological innovation. Norway and India already have a joint working group focused on maritime issues, with seafarer training being one of the key areas of collaboration within this partnership. This will be a natural arena for taking the topic of gender equality within maritime forward. So, looking ahead, the maritime industry faces significant challenges, but also enormous opportunities. As we confront issues like digitalization, green transition, and the growing global demand for labor, we must attract the brightest minds to the sector. To do so, we cannot limit ourselves to only one half of the population. Gender equality is not just a fundamental human right. It's a key driver for economic growth, social stability, and democratic progress. Equality is not about making everyone the same. It's about ensuring equal opportunities for all, equal pay, equal representation in leadership positions, and equal access to career advancement. When we ensure equal opportunities for women, we create a better work environment, foster greater innovation, and secure future value creation for the maritime sector and society as a whole. The Maritime SheEO Conference is raising a number of important issues relating to inclusion and diversity in the maritime sector, and I look forward to following today's discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish the best for today's conference, and I thank you so much for your attention.